Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the commencement exercises for the Manchester High School West Class of 2019. I am also very pleased to introduce to you our mistresses of ceremony today, co-class presidents of the class of 2019, Ms. Syra Jalilevich and Lily Rousseau.
At this time, we would like to ask you that you please rise for the Manchester High School West NJROTC presents the colors of the United States of America.
Class of 2019 Vice President Isabel Leisure will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by singing our national anthem by the Manchester West Chamber Choir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated.
Beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties above the that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
It is now our pleasure to introduce our invited guests and dignitaries.
Mr. Richard D. Shard.
The Mayor of the City of Manchester, Ms. Joyce Craig.
Co-superintendents, Ms. Amy Allen and Ms. Jennifer Gillis.
Mr. Arthur Beaudry, Vice Chair of Ward 9.
Ms. Mary Georges, Ward 3.
Ms. Leslie Want, Ward 4.
Ms. Lisa Freeman, Ward 5.
Mr. Dan Bergeron, Ward 6.
Ms. Katie DeRochers, Ward 11.
Mr. Richard J. Gerard.
The principal of Northwest Elementary School, Ms. Shelley LaRochelle.
Assistant Principal of Northwest Elementary, Ms. Lori Cloutier.
The principal of Gosler Park Elementary, Ms. Lori Upham.
Principal of Middle School at Parkside, Mr. Forrest Ransdell.
Assistant principal of Middle School at Parkside, Mr. Jeffrey Hebert.
Mike Bolak in there. He's at the bottom.
Assistant Principal, Mr. Michael Bolak.
Class callers, Mrs. Angela Bulch and Ms. Bernadette Cassidy.
Class advisors for the class of 2020, Mrs. Gail Brown and Mrs. Sarah Doherty.
Class advisor for the class of 2019, Ms. Tracy Joy.
Assistant Principal of Manchester High School West, Ms. Laura Lord.
And Assistant Principal of Manchester West, Ms. Mary Ann Wood.
It is now my pleasure to introduce you, to give her greetings, the Mayor of the City of Manchester, the Honorable Mrs. Joyce Craig.
Good afternoon. Congratulations, graduates. It's such an honor to be here with you and your families to celebrate this wonderful occasion. You know, when I spoke to Principal Deschard, I was pleased to hear that your class has the highest percentage of New Hampshire scholars and the most multilingual students of all graduating classes in the last 5 years. He also shared that you're extremely talented academically and have a great sense of acceptance for people of all walks of life. This says so much about who you are, as well as your appreciation for others. I'd like to take a moment and thank the parents, teachers, school staff, coaches, mentors, and friends who helped guide all of our graduates to this special day. As a mother of 2 Manchester High School graduates, I know firsthand the work to get here is shared by the student, the family, and many other supporters who made sure all of you showed up on time, did your homework, found jobs, passed driver's ed, had a plan, and made sure you're prepared for the next phase of your lives. When I graduated from Memorial back in 1985, I never thought I'd be back on this graduation stage 3 decades later as mayor of Manchester. But it's really funny how things happen. In 2008, I was a parent concerned about education in Manchester. My determination to make our community better led me to take a chance and run for political office. At 18 years old, and even at 28 years old, I never thought that I'd be a public servant. It wasn't my plan, but it's the arena I belong in because it's where my passion lies. So my message for all of you graduating today is that while your plans are important, your passion, your perseverance, and your ability to dare greatly are the qualities that will drive you in life and help you find happiness and succeed. And always remember to give back. Cities and communities thrive when people come together and listen to each other. Collaboration is key, so be sure to surround yourself with people who have different ideas and beliefs. They will challenge and inspire you. I want you also all to remember that Manchester will always be your home. Our city is home to some of the most exciting and innovative careers in the world. And our city is thriving and our future is bright. So while I encourage you all to travel, to grow, and to experience the world, please don't forget that our city is the best place to live, work, and raise your family. You're an exceptional group of students. I urge you to continue to strive to be individuals of great character, to serve others, and continue to make our world a better place. Congratulations.
And now to give the principal's address, Mr. Richard Deschard.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure. You cannot imagine how much of a pleasure it is to be standing in front of you here today, in front of this fine audience, to celebrate the accomplishments of the Manchester High School West class of 2019. We are! We are! We are! In preparation for today, I warned you that this day might somewhat feel like an out-of-body experience. I would be interested to know where all of your emotions are right now. The reality of the situation, no matter what you are feeling right now, is that you have made it. The long nights, pulling together a project you should have been working on days before, working late at your part-time or full-time job, in addition to all the schoolwork we required of you, getting home from school to take care of loved ones or siblings, athletic practices, family matters, sacrifices, times of sadness and times of joy. All of your perseverance has taken you here to this very moment. Today, you are about to achieve the highest honor any student can achieve at Manchester High School West. Today, you are all united, K-N-I-G-H-T-E-D, among the thousands of great alumni from Manchester High School West. It's not a big deal. It's not kind of a big deal, it is a big deal. I'm not going to say huge, as our president kind of owns those words right now, or that word right now, Before I get into the bulk of my address, I would like to give a few shout-outs, though. First of all, this is a new tradition that we have started here this year. I would like all of the elementary and middle school principals and assistant principals to stand and be recognized as they took time out of their day to be here with you all. I can tell you they are amazing colleagues to work with. If you only knew what has been going on behind the scenes, they're just always there to step up, and we are a huge family together. I also want to recognize some of the members of the class of 2019. Some of you may or may not know that I officiate high school and college basketball. One of the ways they teach us to call fouls on players is to look for a disruption of a player's rhythm, speed, balance, or quickness. In this class, I wish I had the rhythm of Bryce Blinn on the saxophone. Or perhaps Noah Kratian on the drum set. If you feel the need for speed, I think we got Julia and Corinne Robitaille that can handle that. How about balance? How about balance? How about Caitlin Filardo? And Max Frazier. They played every possible season of a sport and still ended up here graduating. And lastly, quickness. I mean, how about Sean Sake Felix on the track? And one of the best running backs in West and state history in Jamison Mayu. The point of this very small taste, highlighting some of the talents and abilities that some of your classmates possess, is that I could find talent in every single one of you. Class of 2019, you have much to offer, and so now I challenge you to go and do it. You will not be alone. Your Blue Knight roots will last forever. Go and have it all. Speaking of having it all, I don't know if you noticed in your program, you might want to turn to a certain page in your program, and I would like the entire audience to do this, as well as everybody on stage and everybody sitting here. Among many talents that this class has to offer, musical talent and appreciation for music is, in general, at one of the tops of the list. I told you there would be a special surprise for you today. Well, what better surprise than a sing-along? Now's the time to get those phones out. You will find the sing-along words right in your program. If you don't know the tune, it's okay. I'm sure you'll catch on. This song captures my final sentiments that I would like to share with this class. Class of 2019, I want you to have it all. Take a look above. Maestro, please. May you have auspiciousness and causes of success. May you have the confidence to always do your best. May you take no effort in your being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always leave from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you be the best, may you catch your breath. And may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa! And may the road less paved be the world that you follow. Whoa! Well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times you're gonna have. You don't need money, you got free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. Oh! I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. May you be as fascinating as the slap bracelet. May you keep the cutter and the chaos off your desk. May you have unquestionable health and less stress. May having no possessions or immeasurable wealth. May you get a gold star on your next test. May you get educated, always be correct. May you win prizes shining like diamonds. May you go each moment to the next. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa! And may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa! Well, here's to the hearts that you gon' break. Here's to the lives that you gon' change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times you gonna have. You don't need money, you got free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. Oh! I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. Oh, I want you to have it all. All you can imagine. Oh, no matter what your path is, if you believe it, then anything could happen. Oh, go, 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 please have it all. I toast you. Here's to the best that you wanna have. Here's to the good that you won't be last. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. Always thank you for making me laugh. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. Here's to the good times you're gonna have. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it all. So, I've been principal here for 3 years, and I don't say this every year. By far, you're my favorite class. I love you, and I want you to have it all. And now it's time to hear from some very important people who will be introduced by Syra and Lily, people who have written their own words to tell you and to share with you today. Thank you.
We would like to introduce Lily Frost and Mason Thing, our 2019 class speakers.
Oh, I'm not sure how to follow that. That was pretty great.
Thank you for the warm introduction, and let me welcome the graduating class and our extended families.
We'd also like to thank you for asking Lily and myself to do this speech, and we'd like to acknowledge the following people.
Parents, grandparents, relatives, at least the ones that gave us graduation money.
Loyal friends, except for those who we owe money.
And finally, teachers and administrators who are constantly borrowing money, please stop. Certainly our parents have a lot to be proud of. Just think, parents, in a few months, A lot of us will be going off to college, getting a job, and you'll finally have what you've always been waiting for, a free room to turn it into your personal home office or a yoga studio.
I know I'll be sad when I move to college in about 2 months, 2 days, 21 hours, 10 minutes, and 47 seconds, and counting. That's August 18th, around 10:30 a.m., room 208 if you still owe me money. And we can't forget the contribution of our teachers. So unheralded and underappreciated, it's a tough job to take a group of fresh minds and teach them all the life skills that they need to succeed.
Skills such as how to get to the teacher's lounge, a cup of coffee, and be back in class in less than 5 minutes.
How to get home early by having one of your students grade all your papers for you.
Explaining to students the difference between summatives and formatives, and know that formative cannot get you to an A.
And how to leave your class in the hands of a substitute the last week before finals.
Whoa, have 4 years really flown by fast? It seems like yesterday that we were freshmen being shouted at to go home by the seniors.
But time went on, we grew up, and we became leaders. As seniors, we would never, ever do something so immature to the freshmen.
We're not saying that we didn't do anything else immature during our 4 years. I'm certain we were all home on time, obeyed all the laws of the city and state at all times. If you believe that, you'll believe that Mr. Deschard is handing out $100 to everyone in the lobby.
But I mean, can we expect the youth to be energetic, possibly rambunctious, and at times even a little insane or destructive? I mean, I think we can. Any group of people that listens to the same music that we do or wears the same clothes as we wear and doesn't get nabbed by the state asylum is certainly special. And as a group, we've been through a lot. Educational institutes are faced with launch of budget cuts, so we've learned to live with the pain.
Cutbacks to the athletic direct,
Reduce spending on the music department.
and having 3 of the 4 Latin classes combined into 1.
But one of the things I admired most is how we came together as a class. Before arriving here, we came from very different schools. At first, we formed the predictable groups and cliches, including all the drama and stereotypes that came with them. But over time, we grew together as we fought against opposing schools at football games, band competitions, and athletic debates.
But probably the most important thing that we've gained over the last 4 years is friendships. We've learned that such a diverse characteristics have come together, and they can seem to somewhat get along.
These connections we made can't be broken by the distances as we go our separate ways, by the time that passes as the years go by, or by the bail money that we'll ask for 10 years later.
Despite all of these things, because you know at least 2 of the 3 are bound to happen, we will always have close friends and fond memories. Over the coming years, you may forget that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell,
Or you might forget that specific calculus formula.
or the name of the guy with the really nice hair. But you will never forget that when individuals work together, the whole group becomes stronger and the impossible becomes possible. Achieving your destiny is bound to happen.
As we say our final goodbyes and move down our own paths, I'll never forget the fond memories and experiences I've had here in the halls of West. Memories from science experiments gone wrong to sword fighting with meter sticks. I will cherish all of them, and hope that you too, the class of 2019, will look back on these years with fond eyes and full hearts, remembering the experiences you've had and the lessons you've learned. I hope that you remember it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the friends that you've gained and lost. But most of all, no matter where you end up or where life takes you, I hope that you never forget where you came from, or the school that made you, you. From the bottom of my heart, I bid you all farewell. May we meet again.
The last few weeks have been dedicated to stressing over how you'll pass that class to Walker graduation. But for me, it's been how I can convince Miss Brown to put a hammock in her office. She never budged. It seems like dunking Deschard in the dunk tank while he screams, "Jonathan, you're not graduating," or spilling your coffee all over the floor are memories that we will value forever. Trying to think of last words as I was sitting Panera was hard, and then it finally hit me. You can't put 4 years into one speech. We've worked so hard to get where we are today, and it seems like my time at West has brought me a whole new family. I could not have done it without the help of my teachers who pushed me every step of the way. So as we move forward and continue on with our journey through life, we will never forget where we came from. Good luck and goodbye, class of 2019.
Good afternoon, family, friends, supporters, and classmates. Taking our first steps into West High School in 2015, graduation seemed a lifetime away. It will never end, some of us said, but today is the day. A chapter in our life has come to an end, and a new one is about to begin. We have made so many memories together that will follow us through wherever our journeys may take us, and we will always bleed blue.
It is no secret that each and every one of us has come from a different background. Whether you have immigrated to America in search for a better life, left home in search for a more accepting community, or forged your own path of self-discovery, all of us are unique individuals who have had the honor of being brought together by West High School. We would like to highlight the differences and successes of each and every student that is graduating today.
Stand up if it is your birthday. Please stay standing.
Please rise if you are a first-generation high school graduate, and please stay standing.
If you are entering the service or military,
Please rise if you are graduating with multiliteracy or you are fluent in one or more languages.
please rise if you are a New Hampshire scholar.
If you are an immigrant,
A minority.
Is everyone already standing? Probably. Please stand if you have overcome adversity.
And finally, please stand if you are a Blue Knight for life.
You may all be seated.
Not only are we diverse, but we are also dedicated. Throughout the years, we have joined countless clubs, organizations, honor societies, donated our time to give back to our community, and even served our school for the greater good. This was all in an effort to better West High School. We did just that by painting our handprints on the walls of the courtyard so that we would forever be remembered, and by speaking our minds when we felt that decisions were less than fair.
Although our opinions were not always heard, they were always voiced, and that is what truly defines a Blue Knight of the highest order. As we graduate today, leaving West High School, we leave having learned great lessons that were not taught in our classrooms. These lessons are leading us on a path to becoming ideal citizens who know when to speak our minds in order to better our community. But most of all, with these voices we have gained, we are making a difference, not only for our future, but the futures of those around us.
Think back to the first day of freshman year. It was a hot day. We all wanted to be at the pool or the beach, but instead, we were walking into what will be the next 4 or 3 years of our lives. Some of us walked in confident and ready to take on this new obstacle, and some of us were quite terrified. The cafeteria was huge, and there were no more teams like in middle school. We were our own people.
It was a time to forge our future and to write our own story. Some students would have stayed in the background, letting other classmates make decisions for them, decisions that required too much effort. only speaking up for what they felt and believed in when they felt it was necessary. But at Manchester High School West, we decided to take initiative and we decided to be heard.
Regardless of whatever paths that you may choose, whether that be cosmetology school, the military, taking a gap year, the workforce, community college, a 4-year university, or even deciding that you don't know what you're doing with your life, we are confident that you have learned enough at West from our amazing staff and that you will be successful in anything that you choose to do. You will always have a community to lean on in times of need, because once a Blue Knight, always a Blue Knight.
Geez, Syra, it's looking a little bright in here.
Well, it's a good thing we brought our shades. Your future is looking bright, and we're beyond proud of you. Congratulations to the class of 2019. It has been an honor to represent you as your co-class presidents. And now our valedictorian address, Corinne and Julia Robitaille.
Cue music. Oh, just kidding. Good afternoon, friends, families, teachers, guests, and classmates. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you, the class of 2019. Not only for making it here, but for becoming dedicated, kind-hearted, mature young adults along the way. I would also like to take this time to thank our family members, teachers, and mentors whose dedication has made all the difference for us. In particular, I'd like to thank my mother, the one who has, throughout my life, made sacrifices for my sibling and I. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for her. Simply, her continuous presence has made me feel loved. You are truly the best a daughter could ask for. With that said, I'd like to recognize all mothers here today for their strength, courage, and their help in getting us to this point. Your sacrifice does not go unnoticed. Each of us took a special journey to be here, and I'm lucky to call you my classmates. Some of us will be joining the military, some will be headed into the workforce, and others pursuing a college degree. Despite our different paths, we are all leaving West High School with experiences that have enriched our characters and memories that will take us through the rest of our lives. And in this next chapter, someone will undoubtedly ask you, "Where are you from?" And you'll be able to say with pride, "West High School." For me, one of these enriching experiences was volunteering at the Salvation Army to serve breakfast to the less fortunate in our community, an activity that my sister and I have participated in during the past 4 years. We've had the pleasure of meeting many special people outside the walls of West High while serving coffee, pancakes, and scrambled eggs. I made a special connection with one man in particular, of whom I've got into the habit of calling Big Orange, because he often wore a big orange sweater, and his personality was bigger than any other I'd ever seen before. Our conversations have offered me more than a few laughs over the past 4 years. One day, this wise man came to me in the breakfast line, all dressed in orange, and said, quote, "There's nothing like a little scrambled eggs to get you to get nude." Yes, you heard me correctly, nude. At first, I was bewildered, almost disgusted, but then I had an epiphany. I thought, why yes, there is nothing else but a little scrambled eggs to get you to get nude. Nude, not in the literal sense. Nude, in which we strip all the layers we don that cover our insecurities and precarious little egos, our self-proclaimed titles and statuses, even unspoken predispositions and expectations. If we all removed our conscious titles, if we could truly just get nude, we could learn a lot more from each other and get more from ourselves. And not more in the sense you may expect, possibly, but something much more authentic than anything you could have otherwise been illusioned to experience under all those royal garbs. And what better food than scrambled eggs to get us to this realization? I stood there, staring at the scrambled eggs, thinking, the staple food of the country farmer, the central dogma of breakfast and brunch, even from the beginnings of biological evolution, both the chicken and the egg, regardless of which came first, were nude. Nobody asks about the breed of the chicken or the color of the egg. All that matters is that the eggs are here, they're scrambled, and they're delicious. The royal aristocracy, their lowly peasants, even a man all dressed in orange, have all had a taste. So I stood there, thinking. Big Orange sauntered away, perhaps not realizing the weight of his words. And here we are today. Thanks to Big Orange, I'm able to say that we are all nude. I'm not wearing anything that you aren't. And I think that this is something that we can all relate to as the West High class of 2019. Each and every one of us has been underestimated, has faced hardship and adversity. I commend us all for always remaining humble, keeping it lighthearted, and always having what people call that West High sense of humor. We don't take ourselves too seriously, and that isn't always found on the other side of the river, because we are different. And I'm proud to say that we have proven to the rest of the city of Manchester that success can come from the West Side. I know that after leaving this building today, that each of us will make a difference in the world, because after persevering through our struggles, we can do almost anything. We have already done some amazing things. We have come together to celebrate the successes of our fellow classmates, just as we have come together to mourn loss. We have supported suicide prevention through wristbands and walkathons. We have protested gun violence through our school-wide walkout. And just think, we spent months coexisting with squirrels. We have shaken the city with our music, from jazz to jump out and slide. And as members of the West Side, we have a special ability to see others for who they truly are, not for their statuses. We know that it does not matter what we wear, literally or figuratively. We are all just nude wanderers, streaking through life, chasing material goals, and trying to fulfill imaginary cloaks. I'm here to tell you that you don't need to keep on piling the clothes on. Lastly, I'd like to quote John Lennon, an activist and icon. You're all geniuses, and you're all beautiful. You don't need anyone to tell you who you are. You are what you are. So, as Big Orange said, stop looking for clothes to wear, taste a little scrambled eggs, and get nude. Thank you.
Next up is the Superintendent's Proclamation, given by Miss Amy Allen and Miss Jennifer Gillis.
Good afternoon. Your Honorable Mayor, and the members of the Board of School Committee. We, as interim co-superintendents of the Manchester School District, we hereby confirm that all students who will receive diplomas today have met all of the graduation requirements of the New Hampshire State Board of Education and the Manchester Board of School Committee, and therefore qualify for a high school diploma with all the rights, privileges, and honors pertaining thereto. Thank you.
Please rise, class of 2019. Ready? Wait, what? You said yes. False alarm, sit down.
Sorry, guys.
They don't tell us these things.
Oh, so we're going to be introducing our lovely principal, Mr. Richard Deschard, for the presentations of our diplomas.
It's that time. Before we get to this, I also want to thank a few people who are here today. I want the teachers of Manchester High School West who are with us today to stand and be recognized for their efforts. And also, a lot goes into today, and I really want to thank everybody who played a part in that, especially my two assistant principals, Ms. Mary Ann Wood and Ms. Laura Lord. And now it's time to recognize the people who we came to recognize today, the Manchester High School West class of 2019. I would ask that our class marshals, Mr. Jackson Lordy and Ms. Kamaya Parker Hill, come forward. Would members of the Board of School Committee please take positions on the stage here to present our graduates with diplomas? Your Honor, if you would take position out in front of the stage as well. Presenting today will be Mr. Richard Gerard, Ms. Katie DeRochers, Mr. Dan Bergeron, Mr. Bergeron, you're going to be on this side, sir. Ms. Blunt, Ms. Georges, and Mr. Bodger, you'll be on this side. Kamaya and Jackson, would you please raise the class of 2019? Actually, wait a second. We're just doing this by rows, right? You have to understand. It's been quite a 24 hours here. Yeah, so we're going to stand them up first. Very good. Yes, perfect. Photographer's right there. Yes. They make their way around. They make their way around. Yeah. Good. You're on stage. So, Ms. Balch. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well. Can you see over the podium?
I can.
Excellent. Ms. Cassidy, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Very good. Excellent. Ms. Balch, are you ready to call the class of 2019?
I am.
How about you, Ms. Cassidy?
I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and honor to present to you the Manchester High School West class of 2019.
Co-valedictorian, Corinne Isabella Robitaille. Co-valedictorian, Julia Ann Robitaille. Third honors and vice president of the class, Isabel Elizabeth Leisure. Fourth honors and class historian, Mason Fletcher Thing. Fifth honors, Colette Marie Girard. Sixth honors, Sarah Riley Crane. Seventh honors, Ashley Lynn Chapdelaine. Eighth honors, Cusham Basnet. Ninth honors, Samantha Lynn Davis. Tenth honors, Juan Reyes. Co-president, Saida Jalilovich. Co-president, Lily Pearl Russo. Class secretary, Lily Frost. Class historian, Ahed O. Mohammed. Public relations, Audrey Elizabeth Bello. Public relations, Irvinson Louis Jacques.
Sana Aziz.
Jacob Acevedo. Emily Lucifana Almonte.
Carlina J. Andrews.
Galmaro Ariano Jr.
Kevin Brian Arroyo Jr.
Trenton Gregory Allward.
Jade E. Bailey.
Jalen Barlow.
Josue A. Vigio.
Bryce R. Blinn.
Tiara Lynn Brierly.
Callista Dolores Broad.
Noah S. Cabana.
Samantha Lee Camary.
Noah J. Cratian.
Isabel Pearl Clegg.
Samuel L. Como.
Michael James Condit Jr. Osvaldo J. Cortez.
Kylie Ann Cody.
Lucas Scott Cutting.
Rain M. Cutting.
Alexandria Jolene Dayhood.
Lexus Dame.
Cami Nicole Delgado.
Rachel Margaret DeRocher.
Logan Doyon.
Annika Christine Ducharme.
Riley P. Dufresne.
Andre DuPont.
Joshua N. Duso.
Keenan Michael Emerson.
Jonathan Josue Ucida Fuentes.
Brianna M. Fernandez.
Charisma Anastasia Garnett.
Caitlin Marie Filardo.
Emily F. Fisher.
Jason David Flores Sanchez.
Angelina Elise Fontanez.
Maxwell Z. Frazier.
Ratika Gali.
Joshna Galley.
Isaac Morgan Glazier.
Morgan Ray Guerrier.
Ariana Emily Elizabeth Halley.
Tyrese Harris.
Alicia Marie Hayden.
Natalie Ana Henriquez Troncoso.
Krista Noel Hermandinger.
Haley Arlene Hoffman.
Mackenzie Taylor Horn.
Nicholas S. Borning.
Colby J. Hovey.
Griffin S. Howard.
Claire Elizabeth Hoyt.
Daniel J. Jenkins Mitchell.
Ethan T. Johnson.
Ken Kabambi.
Jan Kabambi.
Anj T. Kalambe.
Jenna Keen. Majak Khan.
Madison Lamper. Alex C. Leach.
Destiny Mary Lee.
Jose Antonio Leon.
Emma J. Lorty.
Hunter Ronald Lorty.
Jameson K. Mayhew.
Dakota Charles Mandeville.
DeAndre Mann. Isaiah Maria. Devin Scott Martinez.
Michael J. Martioski Jr.
Aaliyah Marie Masonette Staggers.
Amara Madeline McCormick.
Catherine Elaine McGovern.
Kiara McKenzie.
Aubriana Letisa Mendibles.
Brett Matthew Michaud.
Benjamin M. Miller.
Kiana Rosa Millette.
Xavier Miranda.
Yareli Nicole Molina.
Genesis Andrea Montez.
David Taylor Moore.
Victoria Roslyn Moquin.
Joshua Paul Cuccinelli Moser.
Thomas Walter Murray.
Spencer Logan Nelson.
Manita Nirala.
Aaliyah Danielle Norman.
Favor Oliver.
John Paul Ortiz Okendo.
Casey Marie Willette.
Tiffany Patton.
Jackson James Pulowski.
Jonathan Daniel Pereira.
Natalia Samira Perez.
Michaela Diamond Peters. Carlos J. Pierre.
Subeksha Magar.
Nayeli Quinones Santiago.
Dinesh Rai.
Sarah Louise Reed.
Scarla Reyes de Jesus.
Lourdes del Pilar Reyes Pineda.
Ninoska Marie Rios Pastrana. Madeline M. Robbins.
Tristan Gammons Robertson.
Ociel Rodriguez Andrade.
Nayalis Marcela Rodriguez.
Richard Anthony Rosario.
Joseph Thomas Rutherford.
Christian B. Sanders.
Juan D. Santiago.
Lexi R. Santiago.
Danielle Marie Silver.
Dominic Ross Smith.
Sean Dennis St. Felix.
Megan Mary Staceny.
Kimberly May Stone. Muna Tamang. Laura Petey.
William K. Tyler V.
Nina Vasquez.
Irma Vrevich.
Regina Wagley. Dominic Joseph Wynn.
Not quite yet.
At this time, we would like to present the graduating class of Manchester High School West, the class of 2019. Congratulations.
No, marshals, please. No, marshals. I got it. Marshals, please raise the class. Ready?
Please move your tassels from the right to the left.
Ready? Go.
Congratulations, class of 2019. We're so proud!